Desperate rescue efforts are underway in southern Gaza after an Israeli drone strike hit tents housing displaced Palestinians. At least 7 people were killed when fires broke out after the attack on al-Mawasi, west of Khan Younis. The Israeli military has been carrying out strikes in that area, killing at least 4 people in 2 separate attacks. Its forces have repeatedly attacked al-Mawasi. Now, al-Mawasi stretches for 12 kilometers along Gaza's coast, starting from the western areas. Let's look at the map. Starting from the western areas of Deir el-Balah in central Gaza to Khan Younis and Rafah in the south. Israeli authorities designated al-Mawasi a so-called humanitarian zone about a year ago and forced hundreds of thousands of Palestinians to go there. The UN estimates that more than 1 million people, that's now almost half of Gaza's population, are sheltering in overcrowded and flimsy tents in the area without access to critical services. Al Jazeera's Hani Mahmoud is in Deir el-Balah. Tell us what you found out, Hani, about these attacks in al-Mawasi.
Well, Seller, the one fact that we are certain of right now is Gaza has evolve into more of a killing box right now, particularly when we talk about evacuation zones. These evacuation zones are becoming more of a death trap for the displaced and traumatized population. From the initial weeks of this war, these areas have turned into literally a death trap and more of a concentration camp for the displaced population. They are in these areas without any proper access to any of the basic supplies, yet they are dying at a record number inside these areas. These are supposed to be safe. They are marked areas, marked zones, protected by the humanitarian international law. But here, it just on the ground, everything is the opposite of what we're reading. Theoretically, these are supposed to be protected, but not anymore. The fact that we're seeing 7 people, and this could be one of many of the attacks in the past that have killed as many as 80 people. Some of the attacks killed as few as 2 or 3 people. But as of last night, 3 consecutive drone attacks on 10 sites. One family inside one of the tents was killed. That's a family, a whole family of men, women, and children, as well as the nearby tents where fire spread and damaged more than a dozen of the tents in the vicinity of the particular bombed tent in the al-Mawasi evacuation zone. And the aftermath of this is, of course, pushing people into further internal displacement. As just within a span of only a couple hours, another attack on a vehicle inside al-Mawasi evacuation zone. It was also carrying displaced individuals from one area to another. A third attack took place on another vehicle, and it was carrying security personnel, law enforcement. These are from the local communities volunteering to secure the delivery of humanitarian trucks to designated points. They were also struck by drone attacks. These repeated attacks not only they shatter any remaining sense of safety, if there is any left of that, but also highlight vulnerability of civilian population. Not even a marked evacuation zone is safe for them. The so-called evacuation zones or evacuation areas are, in fact, and I can reiterate this, emphasize this enough, it becoming a more of a death trap. The majority of people are dying at these areas, whether in the residential buildings nearby or inside the tents that they set up for the past months as they're trying to seek shelters and protection. 2 more cases here in a school, in a Nusayrat refugee camp, including a child. We've seen the funeral just the past few minutes from Al-Aqsa hospital that was shot by the quadcopter.
Al Jazeera's Hani Mahmoud reporting from Deir el-Balah. Thank you very much, Hani.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.